I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, you can't get mad at me because I'm not touching you. You know, it's kind of fun to annoy people, especially if you're a super introvert like me and you want to avoid everybody if possible. Of course, what one person finds annoying, another person finds charming. Just look at the minions. You gotta tailor your annoying strats to the person you want to annoy. You know, show how much you care. So in this video, I've come up with how to annoy each of the 16 types. You're welcome. ENTPs. Annoying an ENTP is going to be pretty hard because they're normally the ones doing the annoying. So they kind of deserve it, which is why I'm doing them first. In my opinion, the best way to annoy an ENTP is blatant hypocrisy. You need to go and judge everybody else for eating meat while you're eating a Big Mac at an Arby's. So just be as hypocritical and close-minded as possible, and you'll probably annoy them. ISFPs. ISFPs are kinda messy. They like to mess up perfectly good white squares with a bunch of stains. They call these stains art and self-expression. So, if you want to annoy them, give them a reality check. Tell them that modern art is just what people who couldn't do art came up with to make themselves feel better. ENFPs. This type is complicated. That's probably the nicest way to put it. But they're especially complicated with emotions. If you gave an ENFP a mood ring, you wouldn't just see every color in the rainbow. You'd see so many colors it would explode. That's why nobody wears mood rings anymore. Too many liabilities. So if you want to annoy an ENFP, you need to take their emotions and put them in little boxes, labeled with simple emojis. And don't let them make their own custom emojis. Remember, keep ENFPs in boxes and they'll be pretty annoying. But be warned, ENFPs are pretty good at being annoying too, so this might trigger an annoying Cold War. Mutually assured annoyation. INTJ. You can't get more nitpicky than an INTJ. Optimization to them is more important than breathing. Well, INTJs are super nitpicky. They don't nitpick other people's nits. There are two reasons why. One reason is because if you're not smart enough to pick your own nits, why should they help you? Just get out of the gene pool. The other reason is INTJs really don't want other people picking their nits. The way they see it, you nitpicking them is like a college freshman going to a 5-star restaurant and saying, "Let a real chef show you how it's done." ISTJs. ISTJs are a pretty confident type. They may not be super confident on stage or in the bedroom, but when it comes to loading their dishwasher, no one does it better. And when it really comes down to it, that's all that really matters. So to annoy an ISTJ, tell them they're loading the dishwasher wrong. The cup handles should be on the other side. And while you're at it, question every other habit they have, because we all know that ISTJs have bads. Bad puns will probably also annoy ISTJs. ESFJs. ESFJs are everybody's favorite mean girl. They're socially confident and they know how to push people's buttons to get what they want. I guess they never grew out of playing with dolls. Their dolls just got bigger. So if you want to annoy an ESFJ, you gotta play with their buttons. And to do that, you need to put them on the spot. Ideally in front of many people as you can. And record it for posterity too. Once on the spot, make an ESFJ talk about themselves. Because talking about themselves is the one topic they have few words for. ENFJs. ENFJs are a selfless breed. They would gladly give you the shirt off your back if you needed it. And not just to help you out. They've been going to the gym every day and they gotta flex. So yeah, ENFJs are pretty selfless people. So if you want to annoy them, you gotta be selfish. But not to them. They're used to being taken advantage of. They don't fall for Nigerian prince scams. They just worry about the scammer and want to help them by giving them money. So don't be selfish to them. Be selfish to other people in front of them. ISTPs. ISTPs are handymen. Well, they like to think they are. In reality, they're more like Miley Cyrus than Bob the Builder, and they really don't want you pointing that out. But they will have tons of excuses on why they break stuff. So they're really just going to get mad at you for pointing that out, and you're not going to get very far. If you want to annoy an ISTP, you need to imitate them. So do things badly and deliver them late. They say a late project can eventually be good, but a rushed project is bad forever. So rush a project and deliver it late. ENTJs. You know, I think I'm gonna end this project right here, because goals are kind of overrated. Plus, goals are for soccer, and nobody cares about soccer. Well, nobody important. ENTJs find laziness to be extremely annoying, especially if it's being lazy to tasks they delegated to you. Your tasks were specifically set up for you so you could succeed, yet here you are being lazy. So, I mean, this type is probably the easiest to annoy, because to annoy them, you literally just need to do nothing. ESTJs. So I've decided to randomly turn into a bottle of Pringles, which is funny because I don't even like Pringles. But what makes it even funnier is it's random and makes no sense. ESTJs hate both of these things. This type likes to keep a really tight ship, and they can't let people just randomly turn into bootleg potato chips. Now, I understand that transfiguration is not something that everyone can do. So if you want to annoy ESTJs, just be as random as you can be. INFJ. INFJs give advice. Got that? They don't take it. So if you want to annoy them, you gotta start giving them some advice. But not just any advice. We're going to give them advice from our perspective, with little to no regard for their position. Sure, they might not know how to swim and live in the state of Oklahoma, but telling them that they should go swim in the ocean every day would be great advice. Say things like, I wouldn't if I were you, or I think. Basically, 90% of your sentences should be just the letter I. ESTPs. No. That's it. Just say no. ESTPs really don't like hearing that word. They like to do stuff and go places. Limiting them on what they can do really annoys them. But if you want to take it up a notch, you can annoy them even more by giving them stuff to do. Because giving them something to do is like saying no to a million things instead of just saying no to one thing. So keep the checklists coming. ISFJs. ISFJs are sticklers for routine. They've got their morning routine just the way they like it. They're that ISFJ. So the last thing they want is you to come over and change everything. But the best part is they're such people pleasers that they'll let you do it. Force them to do things your way, and this will annoy the heck out of them. INFP. Just exist. As an INFP, I can confirm that my enjoyment is directly correlated to the number of people in existence around me. When it's just me in my room, I'm pretty happy. But add one stranger, and I'll be very unhappy. INTPs. So what you're saying is, that is probably the most annoying sentence you can say to an INTP. Like, they just said it. They don't need you to repeat it like some kind of pretentious parrot. But if you want to annoy them, don't just repeat it word for word. You gotta reduce what they're saying. Ideally, to the point where it seems unlogical. Because being unlogical is the last thing an INTP wants to be. ESFP. Well, if you really want to, make an ESFP feel a certain way that they would rather not feel like, then you gotta beat around the bush. Throw directness right out the window. Whenever you give them any information, you gotta add ish to it. And don't use numbers. Say, let's eat midday-ish. Or better yet, let's eat Saturday-ish. Maybe weekend-ish? Just keep them in the gray and you will most certainly annoy them. And that's how you annoy all 16 types. If you want to take it a step higher, watch this video all about how you can make them more angry. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please check out my Patreon for some behind the scenes stuff and exclusive content. Special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch you guys all next time.